class, so we're going to take up decimals for the second quarter. So, our first lesson is gives the place value and the value of a digit of a given decimal numbers through 10,000s. So, for our objective, at the end of the lesson, of course, you are expected to give the place value and then the value of a digit of a given decimal number through 10,000s. So, we have here words that we're going to use on our lesson. So, we have identify, place value, value, decimal numbers, decimal point, tenths, hundreds, thousand, and 10,000s. So, we have here the place value chart. So, in the place value charts, we have periods. So, the units, the thousands, and millions. So, each periods composed of 3 groups. So, dyan sa units natin, we have ones, tens, and hundreds. Then sa thousands, we have thousands, 10,000s, and 100,000s. Then in a period of millions, we have the millions, 10 millions, and 100 millions. So, yan yung ating mga place value in a whole number. So, let's study this chart and let's complete that table. So, we have, so, yan yung ating mga place value, yung ones, tens, hundreds, thousand, 10,000, 100,000, millions, 10 millions. Then, we have digits. So, we read it as 37,524,198. So, paano ba natin kinukuha yung value ng mga digits na to? So, for ones, to get the value of ones, all you have to do is multiply the number or the digit by its place value. So, 8 times ones, that is 8. Then sa tens, we have 9. Multiply natin siya sa kanyang place value na 10. So, that is 90. Then, sa 1, multiply by hundreds, that is 100. Sa thousand, so we have 4 times thousands, yung kanyang place value, that is 4,000. Then sa 10,000, so multiply by given digit, which is the 2, so that is 20,000. Sa 100,000, so 5 times 100,000, that is 500,000. So sa millions, to get the value of millions, so we have 7 times millions, that is 7 millions. So ayan yung kanyang value. Then, sa 10 millions, we have 3 times 10 millions, yung kanyang place value. So, ang kanyang value ay 30 million. So, nakita nyo yung mga red na yan sa baba? Yan yung value ng ating mga given numbers. Okay. So, these are written in expanded form. So, ganyan natin isinusulat ang expanded form. Okay. Tapos, yung nandiyan na nakalagay 375,24198 or 37,524,198, that numbers are written in standard form. Again, kung mapapansin yung pagkakaiba nila, ang expanded form, puro 0 yung kasunod niyang number. Okay? Let's proceed. So, let's identify the place value of the underlying digit. So, number 1, ang underlying digit natin ay 6, number 2 is 9, number 3 is 5, number 4 is 7, and number 5 is 5. So, what are the place value of these underlying digits? So, number 1, that is 100,000. Number 2, hundreds. Number 3, millions. Number 4, 10,000s. And number 5, that is thousands. So, ayan yung kanilang mga place value. Okay. So, what number is represented by this number naman? So, what number is represented by this number? So, all you have to do is count. So, we have How many hundred thousands are there? How many 10,000s are there? How many thousands? Hundreds, tens, and ones. So, that is 355,442. Again, to get the value, all you have to do is multiply each digit to its place value. So, sa hundreds, we have 4 times hundreds. That is 400. Sa 1,000, 5 times thousands. That is 5,000. Then, sa 10,000, that is 5 times 10,000 is 50,000. Then, we have 3 times 100,000 is 300,000. Okay. So, yan yung value niya according to their place value. So, we have problem here. The driving distance from Deca Mall to Divisoria Mall is about 2.6475 kilometers. What does 2.4567 mean? Okay. So, we have here, so nakita nyo yung decimal point. We read it as end. Then, numbers to the left of the decimal points, we call it whole numbers. And numbers to the right of the decimals, we call it decimal numbers. So, let's identify the place value of each digit. So, 2, place value niya ay ones kasi nasa whole number siya. Then, yung ating 6, ang kanyang place value ay tenths. Yung 4, hundredths. 7, thousands. And 5 is 10,000. So, ayan, ones. Then, decimal point, yung 6 ay tenths, yung 4 ay hundredths, yung 7 ay thousands, yung 5 ay 10,000. Okay, so how do we read this number? So, we read it as 2 and 6,475 10,000. Okay, so, bakit po may 10,000 sa dulo? So, in reading whole decimal numbers, we read it like a whole number. Then, we mention the place value of our last digit in the decimal places. Kaya, ang base natin dyan, 2 and 6,475 10,000. So, again, we have another example here. So, makikita nyo ating mga place value. We have hundreds, tens, and ones. So, that is the whole number. Then, decimal point. After the decimal point, we have the tenths, hundreds, thousand, and 10,000s. So, remember sa pagkakaiba din ng decimal numbers and whole numbers, ha? Whole numbers, sa spelling, nagtatapo siya sa DS. While decimal numbers, ang spelling niya nagtatapos sa THS. Okay. So, yung ating digit na yan, we read it as 5,987 10,000. So, in reading whole decimal numbers, again, in reading decimal numbers, we read it like a whole number. Then, we mention the place value of the last digit in our decimal places. Kaya dito, ang ating place value ng last digit natin sa decimal places ay 10,000. So, we read it as 5,987 10,000. Now, how do we get the value of each digit? So, dito, we put 0 as our placeholder sa ating decimal numbers. Then, decimal points. So, to get the value of 5, which is our tenths, decimal point, then 5. So, sa tens, we only have 1 0. Kaya, may isa lang tayong digit na nasa tens place. Sa hundreds, we have 2 zeros, di ba? Kaya, we have there 2 digits dapat. So, decimal point, then add 0 ka lang, then 9. So, 0 stand for tens, and 9 is hundreds. So, we read it as 9 hundredths. Then, sa thousands, we have 3 zeros. So, dapat may tatlong digit din tayo sa ating value. So, yung unang 0 dyan, tens. Yung pangalawang 0 is hundreds. Yung pangatlong, yung 8 is thousands. So, that is 8 thousands. Then, we have 7 10,000. So, yung unang 0, tens. Pangalawa, hundreds. Yung pangatlo, thousands. Then, 7 is 10,000. So, again, the place value and value of each digit depends on their position, location in the given decimal number. So, yung place value ng bawat digit nakadepende sa kanyang position o sa location diyan sa place value. Bawat isang digit ay may kanya-kanyang place value. Hindi pwedeng isang digit, dalawang kanyang place value or isang place value, dalawang digit. Tanda na, bawat isang number ay may corresponding place value. So, it is very important to remember the place value start from the decimal point. So, decimal point to the right of the numbers or to the right of the decimal, we call it decimal numbers. Numbers to the left of the decimal, we call it whole numbers. So, dapat alam natin kung nasaan ba ang decimal places at ang whole number places para mas madali nating ma-identify yung mga decimal numbers and their place value. So, here is another example. So, again, yung place value natin dyan, hundreds, tens, ones, decimal point, tens, hundreds, thousand, and 10,000s. So, for our digits, we have 1, decimal point, 3984. So, we read this as 1 and 3,984 10,000s. So, to get the value, so the value for ones, for 1 in our whole number is 1. Then, the value of 3 is 3 tenths. So, ang value natin dyan sa 9 is decimal point 09. Ang value ng 8 ay 008. Decimal points, then 008. Then, yung value ng 10,000s natin, 0.0004 10,000s. Okay, again, lagi nyo lang tatandaan na ang place values ng tenths, meron tayong isang 0. Kaya dapat, sa ating value, meron tayong isang digit. Sa hundreds, meron tayong dalawang 0. Kaya dapat, ang value natin na makikita dyan ay merong dalawang digit. Sa thousands, meron tayong tatlong 0. So, dapat sa value natin, meron tatlong digit. At sa 10,000s, meron tayong 4 zeros. Kaya dapat meron tayong 4 digits sa ating value. So, kung paano natin binabasa ang whole number, ganun din ang decimal numbers. All you have to do, ang kaibahan lang nila, kailangan mong i-mention yung place value ng ating last digit sa decimal places. So, katulad lang nito yon. So, yung ating digits kanina, yung ating digits na 1, ang kanyang place value ay 1s, yung kanyang value ay 1. Yung ating digit na 3, ang kanyang place value ay tenths, so ang kanyang value decimal point 3. Sa 9, that is hundreds, so ang kanyang value 0.09. Yung 8 natin, ang kanyang place value ay thousands, so yung kanyang value 0.008. Then yung ating 4, ang place value niya ay 10,000 at yung kanyang value ay 0.0004. Okay? So, in your math notebook, pakisagutan ito, then, pakisubmit sa akin. So, all you have to do, write the digit in its place. So, nakalagay dyan sa number 1, hundreds, tens, and thousands. So, isusulat nyo lang ano-anong digit ang nasa hundreds, anong digit ang nasa tens, thousands, and so on. So, again, sa bawat place value, isang digit lang. Each digit has corresponding place value. Hindi pwedeng isang digit, dalawang place value, or isang place value, dalawang digit. Tandaan na, isang digit, isang place value. Bawat digit may kanya-kanyang place value. Okay, how do we determine the place value of digit in a decimal? So, paano ba natin malalaman yung place value ng digit sa decimal numbers? So, number 1, a decimal number consists of a whole number and a fractional part separated by a decimal point. Okay. So, decimal number daw ay binubuo ng whole numbers sa fractional part. Ang naghihiwalay sa kanila ay decimal point. Kaya natin nasasabi na ang given number ay decimal numbers. Second, the decimal point is the most important part of a decimal number. For without it, the position of each digit could not be identified, and it separates the decimal and whole numbers. So, yung decimal point ang pinakamahalaga na makita natin dyan sa ating decimal numbers. Dahil yan yung naghihiwalay sa whole number at sa decimal numbers. Then, place value is a positional system of notation in which the position of a number with respect to a point determines its value. So, the actual face value of each digit is called its value. So, kanina ay nakikita nyo, diba, paano kinukuha yung value? Written in expanded form. So, yun yung ating value. The first digit to the right of the decimal point indicates the number in the tenths place. So, unang digit to the right of the decimal point, ang tawag ay tenths. Then, the second digit, ang tawag ay hundredths. The third digit, ang tawag ay thousands. And the last digit or the fourth digit, ang tawag ay 10,000s. So, for our evaluation, write this in your math notebook. Write the place value of the underlined digits. So, for number 1, so ang underlined digit natin dyan ay 7, number 2 is 6, number 3 ay 8, number 4 ay 0, number 5 ay 9. So, number 6, 2, number 7 is 4, number 8 is 2, number 9 is 6, and number 10 is 2. Okay, so that's all for today, class. Thank you, and God bless you all. Bye!